Hey everyone, welcome back to the Aryan Zek channel. I'm the guy with the biggest phone on the planet. So this is another installation of the series where I just talk about my life. Oh my god, my hair is actually chopped right now. Like holy shit, it's still a massive forehead. So this month has probably been one of the most difficult months of my life. Let me just adjust my fucking posture a little bit so it's more, personal. Okay. This is fine, right? Okay. This month has probably been the worst month of my life. So I have been like through a lot in the past 4 or 5 months. So it all started back in January, right? I got back together with someone that I should not have, and well, it led me down a path where I just became someone I wasn't comfortable with, like being. So, you know, everything ended about 3 months ago, and like about 15 or 20 days ago, I just completely fucking broke down and probably bothered many of my friends way too much, make them like really fucking concerned, and yeah, that happened, and I've realized that that was not who I am, and I've course corrected myself now. So I've gotten into the habit of like trying to win again. So like I kind of lost my passions for pretty much everything. So I lost my passion for programming. I lost my passion for learning, and I was just in the state of limbo where I was doing things just for the sake of doing it. I was, making videos for the sake of making videos, and there was not really, that passion, that competition that drove me forward in the past. So in the past, it was more like I couldn't sleep because this problem was bothering me. So I could not sleep until I have completed that problem, and that kind of disappeared, and I was in a state of limbo basically, where I was just doing things for the sake of doing it instead of doing it with the passion. So it just kind of fell off, like everything just kind of fell off. Obviously I was getting decent amount of views and decent amount of content, but I just didn't really feel right. So I start to forget things of that bullshit now. It's been about a week since I've actually looked forward to making a video. One thing I've learned about from like all of this is that people are pretty much temporary. So everyone that is around you may not be there in the future, but what you have is your skills. So what we'll have is your skills and your hard work basically. You will not even have your skills in the future. You might forget, you might get fucking dementia and start to forget things. What you'll have is the results that you have brought in from the past. So I know that I'm capable of capable of bringing in a lot of views, a lot of subscribers, because I've done that in the past. One of my videos did pretty much really amazing. That Zepto video was absolutely a banger. Even though it wasn't the best video I've ever produced, it still did pretty well. So I know I have the ability to do it. So that's what happens when you start to build on things slowly. Just getting these small incremental wins will over time change you in a way that you get more confidence. So like when I first started building up my confidence, I was afraid of going to the stage and speaking. So I did like smaller things. So for example, if there's an event at my college in first year, I pretty much tried to go to the stage as much as possible, even if it didn't really matter. Even if I just went up there, just fucking fucked around for a bit, came back down, didn't matter. So I just did that. Slowly I started to become more confident in everything, in a way that my brain just loops back the times that I've actually won in the past, and it just boosts your confidence a lot. This is something that I've learned from Formula 1, Max Verstappen. That man is a machine, and the reason that he has so much confidence is because he thinks that he is the best, and he has proven to himself and other people that he can do it. So the same way, you have to prove to yourself that you can do it by living experiences in the past where you have succeeded, if that makes any sense. And about the thing that I kind of lost my passion for programming, I just kind of gave up on pretty much everything. Obviously I program like on a daily basis now, still just doing some DSA practice, maybe learning a new programming language. I learned SvelteKit because it seemed pretty fun to learn, and it was pretty fun to learn. I had a lot of fun learning that, but I kind of lost the passion of creating things, and that passion was reignited in me recently when I I got included in a group for SIH. SIH is this Smart India hackathon that everyone wants to go to. There are about 900 teams in my college. Unfortunately, we didn't get shortlisted, but it kind of fueled a passion in me where I realized I really wanted to build things, and that's how I managed to reignite that flame that was lost after my fucking breakup that happened. And that actually taught me one more thing, that is a really important life lesson, is that your confidence depends upon what you perceive of your past actions. So I know, okay, this might sound very narcissistic, but I know that I'm able to talk to people and go further in that relationship to actually get into a relationship. Therefore, I know in the future, if that opportunity arises with me, I get the opportunity to get into a relationship with someone, I know I'll be able to handle it much better. I know that because I've done it in the past, and it was a pretty good experience for both of us in the past. So that's how I know that I'll be able to continue that further in the future, because I've experienced something in the past, right? If you never know how deep the pool is, okay, this was a pretty fucked up analogy, right? So you will never know how much stamina you have until you start running, basically. That's what I mean. So if you have done a marathon before, you know that you have the ability to actually perform in a marathon. But if you haven't actually run a marathon before, you don't know how much your stamina is, how much salt pills, whatever like things you required to run a marathon. You don't know that until you actually try it, right? And the way you try it is just by running small distances and incrementing it over time. So if you want to run a 100 meter, you have to know how to run a 50 meter. If you want to run a 50 meter, you know how to run a 25 meters. So if you have run 25 meters, you're like, okay, let's try to push that to 50, because I know that I've done 25 meters. Let's just push that to 50. If I have done 50 meters, then you'll probably say, okay, I've done 50 meters multiple times in the past. So I know that I have the confidence, I know I have the ability to do 100 meters now. So that's how you incrementally progress. So that's the same with programming. So I know that I've solved 96 lead code questions. Let's try the 97th, right? I can do probably 100 more because I've proven to myself that I've done 96. That's how it works. I know that I've built multiple projects, so I know that I can do another project. I can build 20 different projects now because I've done 5 projects in the past. That is how things work. And for that, you need to start actually doing instead of saying. So that's one of the biggest things that I suffer with, is just saying shit that sounds good but I'm not actually applying it. So that was pretty much the entire rant. And what else have I learned this month? Let me think. Okay, so one lesson I've learned is to never ever talk to your ex again. That is one of the worst mistakes you can fucking make. They're probably watching this video right now and thinking, oh my god, this guy is such a fucking asshole. He's spreading lies about me. I don't really care. Never go back to your ex. That is the worst mistake you can make. And the reason it didn't work out in the past is because you guys didn't want it to work out. Plain as paper. Same thing. And one thing I really wanted to say is that the setting of this video is kind of different, because this is a more of a personal video instead of me teaching you something, because I want to help people. I want to teach people on how to be better. So I'm just laying down some like this experience I have in the month of September 2025. So I'll probably look back in the like in the future to this video and be like, what the fuck this guy was yapping about. But that's just how life is, right? One of the quotes that I've learned this month is, the best version of you is in the next room right now, and they're clearing their throat, right? They're about to barge in if you do something that is bad for the future self, obviously. So that's a really good quote that I've learned. And apart from that, my bodybuilding, my goal of getting to 80 kilograms at 10% body fat has been increasing. So my back is much bigger now. I'll maybe put up some photos on the screen for you guys to see how my back has actually improved. Yeah, and yeah, I've actually like noticed sometimes that is this me, or I just can't take compliments, man. So if someone tells me, dude, I saw your fucking thirst trap on Instagram, your back is looking amazing, I just tell them, I've gotten backs in my fucking college, not, my back getting bigger. That joke really seems better in Hindi, so I'll just say it again in Hindi. Back तो मेरी कॉलेज में लग रही है ना कि actual back बन रही है. That sounds much better in Hindi, to be honest. And it doesn't sound good in the tone that I'm saying it, because I'm in more of that serious, tone right now. And so, one funny thing that happened when in my first exam, I can't say first exam, I'll say first part of my semester exam, is I'm either like topping the subject where I'm the topper in the class, or I'm just barely, fucking below average, which is fucking wild. Like, holy shit. I know that I've not put in that much effort in studying. I studied one night before the exam. Sometimes I didn't even study that, and I just went and gave the exam because I was so done with cats, and actually performed like the subjects where I didn't study at all. I managed to stop, but in the subjects I was worried about, if you don't talk about those subjects, because it was like kind of below average in those. So I know what to focus on now, but I just don't like those subjects. So obviously I like Japanese. Japanese was one of the subjects that I fucked up. And I'm gonna improve my Japanese, don't worry. I really want to go to Japan. Man, Japan is such a cool place. Like, not because of the fucking otaku, anime, whatever, I just want to visit Japan because it just feels so judgment free. Like, obviously, I'm a foreigner, so I don't understand their culture. But, okay, let me just move this chair because, yeah, okay, much better now. So, I really want to go to Japan because it just feels so judgment free there. You can do, it just seems fun to socialize with people from a different culture. That just seems really appealing to me. So I have this teacher, like this professor, Japanese professor, and I always, see her when I'm going to class, and I just do this, Ohayo gozaimasu sensei. And yeah, it's pretty cool to interact with people in that way. I don't know the weight of, saying Ohayo gozaimasu every single day, but I just do it when I see her, and it's a nice interaction that I have daily. And I want to have that interaction with other people as well. So that's why I want to go to Japan. It just seems really cool to basically get out of my comfort zone and go into a different culture. Basically, that's what I want to experience when I go to Japan. And I've actually calculated how much it will cost for me to go to Japan. So it's probably going to be around 1 lakh in my bank account. If I have 1 lakh saved up, I can go to Japan for a week or something, which is pretty expensive considering I have less than 50,000 in my bank account. So I'll have to save up some money to actually go there. And yeah, it just seems cool to just be out there. And one thing I've learned is that I'm really fucking good at, socializing. Like, not socializing per se, but I'm really good at presenting shit. So if there's a presentation, I perform really amazing. I don't know how, but I've just got the confidence, Sometimes even when presenting something, I don't even look at the presentation. I just know what to talk about instantly. So even though if I didn't make the presentation itself, I just know what to say. I have the confidence to do the introduction, and it just, benefits me a lot to have that confidence somehow. And that is really important, and I don't see anyone else having that much confidence. That's pretty cool, I guess. And yeah, one thing for sure is that I have a really fucking big forehead. So that's one thing that I'll have to live with, because I don't really want to get surgery for my forehead, because I believe that it kind of makes me unique, right? Like having a big forehead. I don't know, just put up fucking Asman Gold or something. And one of my favorite fucking drinks is Red Bull. Like, holy shit, I can't survive without Red Bull. Oh yeah, and if you're thinking like the lighting is completely different because I'm recording at night right now, I kind of procrastinated recording a video for almost a week because I was just not in that, good mental state. I mean, I'm really blessed with my roommates. They have helped me so much to the point where I cannot repay that gratitude back. But okay, what am I going this? I just wanted to say I have really good roommates. So that's that. uh, right now, like, my college just kind of feels like a jail that I'm trapped in. One of my like roommates came up with this analogy where if you go to an academic block in my college, and you'll see a lot of people just holding the window, just hanging out at the back of the class. There are windows at the back of the class. You just see them holding the bar, like the safety bar there. It just kind of feels like a jail, and that is pretty much true for the college. Like, if I've noticed that people don't really look beyond the scope of the college anymore. We are all too tied in, GPA. We have to increase our CGPA, otherwise you don't get a placement. You have to increase your marks. You have to focus on building relationships with people. You have to make sure that you don't offend anyone, and that is kind of bullshit to me. So my CGPA is probably not the best, but I've built some projects. Maybe it's a coping mechanism that I'm doing, but I just don't really feel that's the way in life where you're just looking at the scope of the college itself. There is much greater scope to be unlocked in your life if you actually change your perspective. Sometimes I like to imagine, like, there's this Minecraft mod called free form or something like that, where you can actually escape your character and look around in the world. Maybe that's what we need to do with our colleges. So my sister told me that, nobody asks what your 10th grade result is when you're in 12th grade. When you're in college, nobody's going to ask you what your J rank was. Right? Once you are in a job, nobody's going to ask you what your GPA was. It just doesn't work like that. You have to be passionate about what you're doing, and you have to be good at what you're doing. That's pretty much the requirement of getting a good job. So that's the thing that hits really hard for me. So that's what I'm doing, trying to do, at least with YouTube, because it's pretty much enjoyable for me to do this, and it's very enjoyable for me to practice coding. It's really enjoyable for me to work out. It's really enjoyable for me to do some presentations and do some public speaking. That's what I'm gonna do. And I think that's a pretty good conclusion to this video. I know it's a really fucking, I'm just showing my balls in front of the camera, in front of everybody, but it just really feels nice to talk to a camera for once. I don't feel uncomfortable talking to the camera. It just feels like I'm talking to, someone out there. So if you're watching this, make sure to like and subscribe. I have a really, really good videos that I've planned. And thank you for watching. I think this much footage is fine for one day. Yeah, and I'll see you next one. And please do not comment, fix your fucking posture, man. Like, holy shit, why are you sitting this way? I just wanted to feel more personal while making this video. So that's why I'm sitting like this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. How the fuck do we have less subscribers than the Fet and Fresh podcast? Subscribe to Overtake.